Late gamers, bentornate e bentornati. Siamo a vedere il reveal di Black Flag Resynced.
So let the Black Flag signal nothing but your allegiance to man's natural freedoms.
Questo è questi sono i trailer di quello del 2013.
Pirates, kid. We take as we please.
Cioè, sono rifatti uguali, hanno rifatto uguale al video.
It's not who you are.
Who am I then?
È tutto identico, è solo
You're a wonder, Kenway. You've
Super
a knack
HD.
for this kind of work.
It ain't work
Il
if
che
you're
è
it.
bene, secondo me. Il che è molto bene.
Hey everyone. I have to say it is
Matt Ryan.
so good to be here. I played Edward Kenway more than a decade ago, and you know, he's one of those characters that never really leaves you. Over the past months, we know that you've been waiting.
Lui ha doppiato il
We know
personaggio
that you've heard
13 anni
things.
fa.
And today, it is finally time to share with you what we've been working on. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced is a faithful remake of one of the most beloved Assassin's Creed games. It's totally rebuilt from the ground up with the latest version of the Anvil engine and enriched with lots of new additions. Resynchronization with Edward's journey and memories. The same story, the same man, but elevated to a new level of immersion and realism to
Un
bring
nuovo
you
livello di
one of
immersività e
the most
realismo.
thrilling, swashbuckling pirate adventures. And I'm happy to say, Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced will be released on July 9th, 2026.
Ma dai, non lo sapevamo.
Today, guys, you are getting the real deal. The first ever look at gameplay. Everything that's been rebuilt, reimagined, and some behind-the-scenes stories. But enough of my talking, yeah? Let's
Sì, hai
just
parlato
jump right in.
abbastanza, dai. Fateci vedere qualcosa.
Hello, pirates. Matt Ryan here, the voice of Edward Kenway. And this is Assassin's Creed
Il livello
Black
di
Flag
dettaglio è
Resynced.
adeguato al 2026.
13
decisamente.
years after the original, this remake brings the
Oh.
classic game back to life. Rebuilt from the ground up with the latest Anvil engine to deliver the most thrilling pirate adventure. All right, let's set sail.
Dash my
Ho visto degli strani
Your
riflessi, delle
life
strane
seems a
ombre.
grand one, if I may say. So full of adventure.
You play as Captain Edward Kenway, a
personaggi
rebellious
sembrano
scoundrel eager to make a
stilizzati,
name for himself in the pursuit of
somigliano molto
glory,
agli originali.
freedom, and a search for a better life.
Seen your face before. Yous mates with them pirates down in Nassau.
Shut your bloody gob or I'll fill it with shot, you hear me?
Edward, is it?
After crossing paths with the Assassins and Templars, Edward is drawn into their centuries-old conflict with secret locations and legendary treasures at stake. Along the way, he joins forces with infamous pirates such as Anne Bonny, Charles Vane,
Non so, a
and
tratti mi sembra che
Blackbeard.
i
With
volti
them,
siano
he helps establish a short-lived, lawless republic following the pirate code and defying
Siano
empires built on
un po'
cruelty
stilizzati
and
rispetto al
greed.
resto, e anche un
Together,
po' meno
in their
definiti.
search for freedom,
Alcuni.
power, and riches, they'll fight
Non
across a
riesco a capire.
treacherous tropical paradise.
Però il
From
colpo
dangerous
d'occhio è
waters
bestiale.
to dense jungles, untamed lands, and bustling historical cities.
L'acqua fa la sua gran figura.
From the grandeur of Havana, the thriving and wealthy jewel of the Caribbean ruled by Templars, to Kingston's bustling trade hub, and Nassau, the beating heart of the pirate republic. Each city offers a distinct atmosphere shaped by opportunities and conflicts. The Caribbean world reaches a new level of immersion and realism, powered
l'acqua
by
di Uruguay.
high-resolution textures, enhanced lighting,
Comunque non sfigura quello del 2013.
and a new dynamic weather
Non
system.
sfigura.
Even underwater exploration is more expansive, more beautiful, and more perilous than ever before. With seamless
movimenti mi
access to
sembrano proprio
cities and
quelli
locations, the world feels truly alive.
un po'
Creating the perfect backdrop
Poi
for a
esagerati.
life on the edge, where freedom is
po'
earned
teatrali.
and danger is never far away. Time to draw swords, lads. The combat system has been entirely reworked into an action-oriented experience. While wielding dual swords, pistols, and
Ok, il
hidden
combat
blades,
system
every move
sembra
now plays a specific role with
più
faster,
interessante.
more fluid attacks and combos.
Ah, però
Land a perfect parry to open up your target for an instant kill, then follow with up to 4 chained takedowns. Use walls, ledges, and breakables to your advantage.
qualcuno ha giocato
Keep
a
track of your opponents
Shadow?
and use all your tools
Assassin's
to
Creed
level the
Shadow.
playing field.
non so dirmi se questo combat system assomiglia a quello.
But fight recklessly, and you will be punished.
Bam.
Whether you're on the hunt or on the run, mastering your environment is key. As you navigate through cities and jungles, you'll experience smooth and improved iconic parkour moves. From free jumps to back
Direi
ejects
che
and side ejects.
il lavoro c'è.
These options
Il lavoro
offer
è
a
stato
range of
fatto.
reactive movements, giving you tighter
Non è
control,
semplicemente
resulting in
un
greater speed
remake
and
grafico.
deadlier assassinations.
Ci sono state parecchie integrazioni.
Being a pirate assassin often calls for a subtle approach. With Resynced and its enriched stealth system, you can now crouch freely as part of your toolkit to approach targets. Tailing and eavesdropping missions
Ecco, mi
have
piacciono
also
queste
been
comparative.
revamped. In the original game, getting
Comunque
discovered
mi
meant
ripeto,
instant
il
desynchronization.
gioco di 13 anni fa
Yes, this
fa
was a
ancora la
pretty
sua
big pain
porca
point.
figura.
We remember.
Meglio di tante altre.
Now, the action continues. Your objectives remain, but your target will react, and you must adapt accordingly.
Ecco, qui vedo tanta legnosità invece. Qui mi sembra,
All these new
capisco, ci
interactions
sono dei
offer
momenti in
multiple
cui
ways to
hanno dei movimenti
succeed and
piuttosto
progress
legnosi
in your missions.
e dei momenti in cui invece
Of course.
aspetta.
This wouldn't be a real pirate adventure without a ship. Jackdaw.
Le battaglie navali.
You named your brig after a poxy bird.
The Jackdaw. What a beauty. Set sail and freely roam the Caribbean. Now equipped with even more firepower, the Jackdaw can conquer
Ancora
the
più
high
potenza di
seas
fuoco.
like never before.
Servito. Oh, che bello! Molto
With new
spettacolare.
alternate fire upgrades for every weapon, you now have more power and flexibility to overcome opponents' ships in any situation.
Sparato all'occhio.
You will engage in epic battles, boarding parties, and fort raids. All of these are back and as challenging, dangerous, and exciting as ever. To reinforce your crew, 3 brand new officers make their entrance. Lucy Baldwin, the Padre, and Deadman Smith. Each officer has a unique narrative questline that reveals their backstory. Gain their trust to recruit them to your crew and benefit from their special gameplay abilities. Deadman Smith, for example, unlocks a double shot from broadside weapons.
Vediamo delle linee narrative per ogni capitano.
Explore the Caribbean alongside your
Che ci
crewmates
sbloccano delle
and
abilità
trusty pet.
aggiuntive.
That's right. You can now find a cat or monkey for the Jackdaw.
Possiamo avere un gatto
Engage
o
and
una
plunder other
scimmietta
vessels.
come pet.
Steer through violent storms,
Come
rogue
pet che
waves,
rimane sulla nave, da quel che ho capito.
or just
Che ha
soak
anche
up the
senso.
sun. regaled by shanties new and old.
For the voyage is long and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her.
Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced offers a deeper, more immersive adventure that remains faithful to what players love, while enriching the experience with enhanced gameplay features and fresh quests and storylines, including ones for the officers you met earlier and, just between you and me, new narrative arcs involving our old friends, Blackbeard and Steed.
Ci sono nuovi archi narrativi che coinvolgono vecchi amici che c'erano già nella versione originale come Barba Nera.
Amidst the ancient war between assassins and Templars in the ultimate pirate fantasy. Gold, infamy and adventure await. It's time to raise the black flag again.
È tempo di issare la bandiera nera di nuovo.
With Black Flag Resynced, we set out to reconnect with the heart of Black Flag. From the start, the intention was clear: deliver a faithful and enriched experience grounded in what players loved. We've rebuilt the entire adventure using our latest Anvil engine. Expect fully overhauled visuals, new additions that deepen its world, and enhanced gameplay both on land and at sea. Movement now flows more naturally from one action to the next, whether you're doing parkour across rooftops in Havana or fighting on the docks. Parkour builds on the latest design improvements from recent Assassin's Creed games, while still keeping Edward's classic moves. Combat now offers a more dynamic, swashbuckling experience, driven by precise parries and takedowns. Stealth gets its share of improvements too, and the ability to crouch
Considerato che ci stanno mostrando quello che hanno scelto di mostrare, quindi in teoria le parti migliori.
Naval gameplay also follows the same philosophy and offers more tactical options. New officers will join your crew with powerful abilities, while the Jackdaw's weapons can be upgraded with new modes to change up the fight. The sea now plays an active role in how you'll be challenged by the elements. Weather and waves will influence how your ship will handle, while preserving the pace of freedom players remember. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced matters deeply to us and to you. That's why we took the time to rebuild it with the care it deserves. This remains a solo, adventure, and character-driven experience. It is not an RPG. The focus stays on how you play and how you explore the world. And as we develop the game, we organize dedicated workshops with our community. These early player feedbacks played an important role in refining many of these elements. Here's a look at their most recent visit.
Hello everyone, we are here at the Ubisoft Singapore studio where we invited some of our biggest Assassin's Creed fans to discover the remake of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. They've had the opportunity to meet the devs, try the game, and share their valuable feedback with us. Here's what they had to say.
Quindi questa gente è andata fino a Singapore per giocare.
I still can't believe that I can help the dev team to make the game better and improve it when it finally arrives.
I'm part of that process, and Black Flag is my favorite game, so to be a part of that process is just awesome.
It felt nice to be appreciated in that way, to give direct input about the game.
The feedback with the dev team, they were very open as a dev team to take the criticism, what needs to be fixed, what's great. They even asked us more questions about it. So I love the curiosity that they show us, and it shows that they truly care about what they do.
I'm just really excited to be back, like with the addition of new audio lines, the new dialogue, and the new music.
I'm super excited to actually help improve the staff experience for the game.
I care about this game, this remake. When I heard
sono tutti molto felici di poter aiutare
I just
i
wanted to be involved in giving as much effective feedback as possible.
Some of this work came directly from spending time with some of our core players early on. We had them play early builds and sat down with them to gather their honest feedback on the game, tapping into the many things players expect of a Black Flag remake, from gameplay features to visual fidelity. This helped us refine some of our choices along the way. What was interesting was not only to gather that feedback, but to understand why players reacted this way. They were incredibly passionate about Edward, how he moves, how he reads on screen, even the details on his face. That led to deeper conversations. Together, we explored different approaches, tested ideas, challenged assumptions, and refined choices until the intent felt right again. The team's passion and commitment have driven every step of this journey, and we can't wait for you to see more of what we've been crafting.
Oh, it really is so good to be back in this world. You know, I believe the Black Flag is one of those pirate adventures that never really left the players' minds. And it's also really special to be here today with some of the people who helped shape the game back then and who are bringing it back now. Jean, you were creative director on the original Black Flag, and Paul, you're the creative director on Resynced, who's leading the vision of this remake today. Now, before we dive into what the game is now, I'd love to go back for a moment. So when you started building Black Flag back in early 2012? 2012. How was the world imagined in the first place? I mean, what were the pillars that were there from day one?
Well, from the very beginning, one of the key central core pillars was fluidity. Right? We really wanted a seamless experience, connecting movement, combat, and navigation, all very naturally. And it was the same seamlessness that we were looking for between naval experience and the ground experience, because the other challenges we were facing was to merge actually two fantasies, being a pirate on one side and being an assassin on the other, without any friction. And the sea wasn't just an add-on, to the ground experience. Naval gameplay was really a core pillar from day one. We also wanted a world that feels alive, right? Something that would react to the players, always in motion. And it was very compelling to me to see other people like Paul and his team actually to face the same challenges that we did face back in the days. And I think what helped them craft the game was that a lot of people involved in Resynced today were already part of the game, the original back then.
Paul, so you were already a part of the team back then, right? So, when you come back to a project all these years later, what stayed non-negotiable from the original vision, apart from the fact that
Sarà di non trattabile.
So, Matt, the one thing that was non-negotiable is the original story of Edward Kenway. We have never approached Resynced as a reinvention. Our goal is to carry John's vision forward. And today, we have much more room to do so since the game is engineered and rebuilt on Ubisoft's latest anvil. It allows us to push dynamism, gameplay, immersion further, while keeping the original vision and story intact.
Yeah, Jean, and you mentioned before how collaborative the original game was, and can you talk about that, especially with Singapore?
Yeah, absolutely. It was absolutely team effort back in the time. And I remember actually in 2012, when we first came here in Singapore, meeting Paul and the team to do what we call the blueprint, this week of hard work where the game really emerged from the preparatory work. And Montreal worked very closely with Singapore. Singapore built key parts of Black Flag. The naval gameplay was built on top of the Assassin's Creed 3 naval tech that was developed, in some specific missions. But you were also behind a lot of places, locations, and gameplays, like caves, underwater gameplay, forts, ships, and some major missions like the E3 demo that you worked on.
That's right. Right. So there seems to be like a real sense of continuity here, not just in the game, but in the people making it. One thing that really shaped Black Flag for me was how dynamic the scenes felt coming back to it for Resynced and shooting the mocap scenes in Toronto. The scenes just felt so dynamic, like the original game. And what was the intention back then, when it came to all the cinematics?
So from the start, and it was a lot of discussion with Kama, the animation director back then, we really wanted the scenes to feel alive. We wanted characters moving, interrupting each other, exchanging objects, and reacting physically. And that sense of movement was really part of the game's identity, I feel.
Right. And when you rebuild a game like this, I guess that becomes a huge challenge, right, Paul? And how did you keep the spirit whilst trying to push it further with all of today's amazing technology?
Well, there are many ways, but to carry on the spirit of Black Flag, we always remembered one thing: to rebuild the game with the original pillars in mind, John's pillars and the original core team's pillars. But the most important thing was the story. Every single small moment in the game had to be rebuilt and crafted. And it took a lot of handcrafting, especially the facial animations. But that's important because that's the soul of the game.
You men are the pariahs of Charlestown, and I would profit better by using your organs for chum and your bones for char. By Christ!
And you know, when you add new things to a game that people really know off by heart and they know it so well, the fear is always that the people might notice the seams, right? Jean, when you played it, what did you feel?
Well, actually, I felt like playing Black Flag, you know, and not even noticing where the original end was ending and when the new content that Paul and the team wrote was starting. And this is something really important. That continuity is very much essential.
You know, Jean, whenever we wanted to
Non so, ero
change
più esaltato
or add something, we would always question
dall'immagine che ci hanno
ourselves,
mostrato
does
prima
this belong
dell'inizio
here?
del
Would Edward do
programma.
this? Would John get upset?
Durante
And
il
if the
countdown.
answer wasn't clear, we simply wouldn't do it. However, as we all know, no remake is complete without additional content. So we have added brand new chapters and brand new missions to the game, including a brand new scene with Edward's wife, Caroline, that's written by Darby himself.
Yeah, I remember playing it. Jean, so like there's something, I don't know, there's something deeper in Black Flag than just like pirate freedom, you know, and it's closely tied to the character of Edward.
Yes, absolutely. We really wanted to send a message also saying that freedom without structure doesn't lead you anywhere, right? And Edward's arc reflects that. He thinks everything will be granted, you know, that's the good life, plundering, etc. But then in the end, you realize that you lost all your friends, right? And so this is very important because he grows into someone that understands his own responsibilities and that makes him, like you said, very human.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I really leaned into coming back to the character after, you know, more than a decade. You know, it's the same Edward, but there seemed to be like, for me personally, you know, from the scenes that were written, kind of, as I said, more dynamism, but also there's a certain kind of weight to Edward's journey, you know? I guess that with Black Flag Resynced, there are some really kind of important decisions to make, right, Paul? And how did you approach those?
So, Matt, with Resynced, we made a clear choice. It is a pure story-driven adventure, and we are fully focused on Edward's adventures in the Caribbean. As a result of this focus, we have elected to not have the multiplayer and not have the DLC. However, Resynced is built from the ground up with new story, new content, and new systems. But we're staying true to its action-adventure roots. Resynced is a 2026 take on the original legend. And for those of us who are curious, the original will still be available.
And Jean, so the modern day, right, that played a really specific role in Black Flag when it was released. And so can you explain how it fit the franchise back then?
So, you know, back then in 2013, the present day reflected where the franchise was at. It was a transition moment, especially with Desmond's story and what it meant at the time. But now with Resynced, I think there were some changes were needed.
That's right. Today, the modern day has evolved. For Black Flag Resynced, we have approached it in a way that focuses on Edward's journey while still connecting his memories to the Animus. The modern day rifts in Black Flag Resynced will feature new moments that focus on Edward's internal struggles.
There's also something about Black Flag that I feel that, I don't know, people still crave what the game brought, you know?
You know what? I think it's because it's a game full of light.
Yeah.
Yes, there is danger and violence, but everything takes place under the bright Caribbean sky, you know? Palm trees, seas, movement. It's very generous in a sense. And that sense of escapism has always been part of the game, and I feel it's very relevant in 2026.
Yeah, totally. And the other thing that people, I feel, never forget, and certainly I never had, is the music.
Absolutely, Matt, it's the music. Especially the sea shanties. The sea shanties in particular have always been part of Black Flag's identity. For Resynced, we have kept the shanties that everybody loves, but we have also added new shanties that are connected to the story.
Time ago, everywhere was a long time and a very long time.
So today, we'd like to reveal a collaboration with an artist that's deeply connected to the Assassin's Creed franchise. And this artist has a special place in my heart because of his work on Assassin's Creed Revelations, Woodkid.
Woodkid. Ah, cool. Yeah,
that's cool.
That's great.
Hey everyone, Woodkid here. I'm in my studio in Paris now and I have great news for you. I'm back in the Assassin's Creed franchise, this time for Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. You know, the world of Assassin's Creed has been very important for me and very linked to my career. It started like 15 years ago or something. And this time, I'm very excited about what we've done. I know that Assassin's Creed Black Flag is a game that's very important to all of you. It's a game about escapism, about rebellion, about exploration, and these are themes that are very, very important for my work. You know, I've explored these themes a lot in my music. So I won't say too much, but I can't wait for you to hear what I've done for Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced.
Having him return to the franchise, especially for Black Flag Resynced, means a lot to the team. We've been working on a newly reimagined track specifically for Black Flag Resynced, and we can't wait for you guys to hear it.
Yeah, right. And, you know, music is just one of those things that the people remember long after they stop playing. I mean, I did. The sea shanties, I still play in my car now from time to time, you know. And this game means a lot to you, and we know that.
Yeah, absolutely. This game means a lot to me, and I'm not saying that just because you guys are here. Just working on a game takes me back to 2012, and we all want the game to be the best it can be, and we really hope that you guys will enjoy playing it.
Yeah, so you entered the Animus for real.
That's right.
In 2012, yeah.
I mean, what a great thing, right? To come back to something, you know, more than a decade after, you know, and get to revisit and rebuild and reimagine this wonderful world. It's just been such a pleasure for me, and I thank you guys for bringing me back. Before we wrap this up, I've got a little surprise for you. All right, this is something pretty awesome. I saw it today for the first time, and I love it. So here we have an Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced Collector's Edition.
Che ruffianata,
che
ruffianata.
Is a really stunningly well-crafted figurine of Edward Kenway sitting there, slouched like me, really. And he looks really cool, and it's crafted really well. And inside, there's a notebook with all of, like, Kenway's diary entries and journeys about all of his adventures. And there's also a brooch and a cloth map, and then some goodies in there for everyone. So this one is really cool. It's the first time I've seen it today. And if you guys like it, then you're going to have to get your own, because this one's mine.
You deserve it.
Thank you. No,
You're welcome to take it.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. We can't wait for you to live or relive this thrilling pirate adventure with Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. That will launch on July 9th, 2026. I just want to say thank you for all being with us today, and we cannot wait for you to experience it yourselves. Cheers.
Ma devo dire che non mi ha cambiato, vedere le immagini non mi ha cambiato tanto, non mi ha né aumentato né diminuito l'hype, no, non so, ne so quanto prima. È un po' come mi immaginavo, forse speravo un po' meglio certe cose. Thanks for watching. Forse speravo un pochino meglio, sì. Cioè mi aspettavo forse più un effetto wow, invece tutto sommato è quello che mi potevo aspettare, cioè qualcosa di molto molto fedele all'originale, aggiornato soprattutto dal punto di vista grafico. Loro dicono di aver rifatto tutto da capo, che anche il sistema di combattimento, non so, io ho notato delle legnosità in certi frangenti, e considerato che c'è una selezione a monte. Non lo so. Questo non vuol dire che non sarà bello, che non possa essere bello quanto l'originale o di più. Sarò molto contento di... qua c'è, ovviamente, c'è un po' di tutto. Anche gli amici Twitch Tips che saluto. Voi cosa ne dite? Vi è piaciuto? Lo comprerete? Vi ha fatto salire l'hype? Ve l'ha fatta scendere? Io vi saluto. Alle 19 c'è id@xbox. Adesso vado a dar da mangiare ai gatti, se no poverini impazziscono, e ci rivediamo tra mezz'ora. Ciao, fate le bradipe, fate i bradipi. Oh, ma si è collegato qualcuno proprio adesso? 2 visualizzazioni, non lo so. Se c'è qualcuno, batta un colpo nella chat. E fatemi sapere se avete visto il video. Vediamo se si può far ripartire, tra l'altro. Sì. No, c'è della musica che non c'entra niente. Ecco, queste immagini qui mi sono piaciute più delle immagini che ci hanno fatto vedere dopo. Sono ovviamente renderizzate col computer della NASA e quindi oh no, pubblicità. Aspetta, grazie, è finito il mio mouse. Ah. Cioè, queste sono spettacolari. Sinceramente spettacolari. E qui ce n'è anche una cantata. Ascoltiamocela. Qui c'è la tartaruga marina, una che viene e una che va.
Here's a health to the company, and one to my lass.
Questa canzone in stile irlandese.
Be merry, all out of one glass. Let us drink and be merry, all grief to refrain. For we may or might never all meet here again.
Rum tastes sweeter among friends, pirate.
Il rum è più dolce bevuto in compagnia. C'è un biglietto nel cappello.
At it again, Kenway. I thought you'd be done chasing fairy stories.
Pensavo che avessi smesso di seguire le fiabe.
Not yet.
E qui è iniziato. La scena carina, devo dire. Ma si stanno collegando persone adesso. Beh, lo stiamo riguardando. Ditemi se non è uguale ai trailer di 13 anni fa, solo rimasterizzato praticamente. Però a livello di dettaglio che a volte è più alto negli oggetti che nei volti, ed è qualcosa che mi lascia un po' stranito.
And all men will submit.
We're pirates, kid. We take as we
Colpo
please and become who
d'occhio
we like.
incredibile.
But that look
Cioè,
at you,
incredibile.
it's
Adesso,
not who you are.
qualcosa da strapparsi i capelli. Però è l'altezza
You've a knack for this kind of work.
di giochi di oggi.
It ain't work if you love it.
Del resto hanno detto che lo hanno rifatto da zero. Io non so se crederci che abbiano rifatto da zero. Mi ha stupito molto sapere che hanno iniziato a lavorare al primo nel 2012, perché il gioco è uscito nel 2013. Quindi cioè, ci hanno messo un anno e mezzo, meno di 2 anni per fare Assassin's Creed 4. È vero che per molte cose si sono basati sul 3.
Over the past months we know that you've been waiting.
Quindi costruendo su ossature già
And today,
presenti.
it is finally time to share with you
Adesso devo
what
dire,
we've been
il
working
ritmo
on.
della presentazione non è
Assassin
stato
behind After crossing paths with the
apprezzabilissimo,
Assassins and Templars,
un po' lento
is drawn
forse.
into their centuries-old conflict with secret locations and legendary treasures at stake.
Along the way, he joins forces with infamous pirates such as
Ecco, vedete cosa
Anne
intendevo?
Charles Vane,
Questi volti sono un po'...
Pirates down in Nassau.
A tratti sono un po'... non so se siano stilizzati per somigliare a quelli del primo gioco, del gioco originale, diciamo.
After crossing paths with the Assassins and Templars, Edward is drawn into their centuries-old conflict with secret locations.
Ma com'è che si stanno collegando tutti adesso? Ciao comunque, anche se nessuno scrive. Vedete questi volti?
With infamous pirates such
Non
as
riesco
Anne
a
Bonny.
mettere in pausa. Cioè, mi sembra che questo volto sia dettagliato come tutto il resto di quello che abbiamo visto. E sembrerebbe una scena cinematica questa qui. Per quello vi dico che sono un po' stranito. Ci sono altri volti che invece sono in linea, cioè
Tropical paradise.
voglio dire,
From dangerous waters to dense jungles, untamed lands and bustling
la natura è
historical cities.
lussureggiante, i dettagli non mancano.
From the grandeur of Havana, the thriving
E
and
la
wealthy
stessa
jewel of the
perplessità
Caribbean
ce l'ho
ruled by Templars,
rispetto alle scene di combattimento, perché ci sono dei movimenti super...
action-oriented experience. While wielding dual swords,
Ci sono dei movimenti molto fluidi, molto convincenti, ecco qui ad esempio.
every move now plays a
E altri
specific
che invece
role
sono
with faster, more
parecchio
fluid
legnosi.
attacks and combos. Land a perfect parry to open up your target for an instant kill, then follow with up to 4 chains
Voi cosa ne
takedowns.
pensate?
Use walls, ledges, and breakables to your advantage. Keep track of your opponents and use all your tools to level the playing field.
Perché al di là della grafica, voglio dire, io sono uno di quelli che giocano anche a giochi di 20 anni fa. E non parlo di pixel art, ma anche di
whether you're on the hunt or on the run, mastering your environment
giochi in 3D
is
di
key.
20 anni fa.
As you navigate through cities and jungles,
E non
you'll
mi
experience
interessa troppo
smooth and
che la
improved
grafica
iconic
sia
parkour moves. From
incredibile.
free jumps
Ma è un
to back
remake,
ejects
chiaramente.
and side ejects.
Mi aspetto che sia
These
al passo coi tempi.
offer a range of reactive
Anche perché
movements,
altrimenti mi
giving you
gioco
tighter control,
l'originale del
resulting in
2013.
greater
Voglio dire, se
speed
alla fine
and deadlier assassinations. Being a pirate
se lo
assassin
inquadriamo
often
nel suo
calls for
contesto
a subtle
del 2013,
With
era un gran bel gioco,
and its enriched
faceva
stealth
una
system,
bellissima
you can
figura
now
anche
crouch freely as part
a
of your
livello
toolkit
grafico,
to
esteticamente
approach
aveva un ottimo
targets.
colpo d'occhio.
Tailing and
Vedete
eavesdropping missions have
l'originale?
also
Cioè,
been revamped.
anche le ombre dell'originale, guardate che
In the
erano-
original game, getting discovered meant instant desynchronization.
cioè per quello che si poteva fare all'epoca,
Yes, this was a pretty
è
big
tantissima
pain
roba
point.
questa.
We remember. Now, the action continues. Your objectives remain.
Ecco, avete visto
but your
quanto è stato
target will
legnoso qui?
react, and you must adapt accordingly. All
Devo andare
these new
a dar da mangiare ai
interactions
gatti
offer
perché stanno
multiple ways to
impazzendo.
succeed and progress in your missions.
Per 9 minuti di ritardo. Sono
Of
molto
course.
precisi, sono gatti svizzeri.
This wouldn't be a real pirate adventure without a ship.
Jackdaw. You named your brig after a poxy bird.
The Jackdaw. What a beauty. Set sail and freely roam the Caribbean. Now equipped with even more firepower, the Jackdaw can conquer the high seas like never before.
Ecco, qui c'è una scena carina, guardate che spettacolo.
With new alternate fire upgrades for every weapon, you now have more
Davvero
power and
spettacolare
flexibility
l'italiana
to
base.
overcome
Il
opponents'
sistema
ships
qui di
in
puntamento
any
sembra rimasto
situation.
lo stesso, identico. Evidentemente non hanno trovato un modo migliore per farlo.
You will engage in epic battles, boarding parties.
Se non faccio caso al dettaglio, mi sembra davvero lo stesso gioco.
And as challenging, dangerous and exciting as ever.
Noi di Pixar Printing non abbiamo inventato la stampa, ma con le nostre riviste, libri e cataloghi racconti il tuo brand.
Lucy Baldwin, The Padre,
care e cari late gamers, io vi devo salutare per dar da mangiare ai mici. Cerco di essere qui di nuovo alle 7 per
gain their
Xbox.
trust to recruit them to your crew and benefit from their special gameplay abilities.
Fate i bradi
Dead Man Smith, for example, unlocks a double shot from broadside weapons.